It. Sorta. Live and in person, it's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Tuesday. On the phone lines with us now from the College of Central Florida are Dr. Raphael Robinson, Marissa Brown, and Kaylin Kirby. We're going to talk about virtual preview night. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What is virtual preview? What is preview night first? And then we'll talk about why it went virtual. What's preview night?
Absolutely. So I'll start off here. So on Tuesday, March 2nd, from 4 to 7 p.m., the College of Central Florida will host our showcase event, which is preview night, and that allows us to present our careers and educational opportunities. Prospective students can learn about the academic programs, financial aid, dual enrollment, and student life. They get to interact with faculty and staff, department heads, and learn about everything from the workforce to certificate programs to associate degrees to bachelor's degrees. Now, CF is known for its affordability, so on top of hearing about the wonderful career opportunities and educational opportunities, we also have some scholarships that we'll be giving away during preview night. We're offering a free 3-hour class at the in-state rate for every 100 students that enter. And then this morning, I got notice that we're going to offer a book scholarship, the Edwin G. Minerly Endowment Memorial Book Scholarship for an additional $100. So, and normally we get about, let's say we get 1,000 people. That way we'll be giving away about 10 scholarships and some book scholarships that night. So we're really excited about it. We also will be waiving application fees and providing some CF swag to students that participate in preview night.
The class scholarship for a 3-hour class scholarship is very good, but as a guy who has his master's degree, I know what books cost during my college career. That book scholarship's a big deal.
Absolutely.
So then what? It's virtual preview night though, so it's all going to be online.
Yes, and we have the person that actually kind of created that format for us, and we're going to have her talk to you about how it's all going to work. So, Caitlin Kirby, will you go ahead and present that?
Thanks, Dr. Robinson. So basically with this whole, world we're living in nowadays, we've come to a point in time where we have to figure out different ways on how to do things. So coming up with a virtual preview night was something that we had to do, and we'll be utilizing a few different resources for that. When students first register for virtual preview night, they'll receive a link to what we're calling the main meeting room. And from this room, students will join, and they'll either get to choose to complete an application and get their application fee waived, or they can immediately go into a separate meeting through something called Linktree. That is literally what it is. It's a link that leads to a tree full of different links that will hold different meetings for things like student resources, student services, where students can meet with admissions and financial aid and testing. And we're giving them that freedom as if they were in an actual conference center, going to different booths. They'll be able to do that within different Zoom meetings.
Do you think that this will, by going virtual, it will help the attendance, or will it hurt the attendance of this event?
I think we're kind of being optimistic here and thinking that this will help. Because parents can be a little bit more involved with the students this time. So we're actually thinking that this is going to be a good thing as far as attendance. Ms. Brown, you have more to add on that?
Yeah, it also gives us an opportunity to make the event longer. So typically our event is from 5 to 7 on our campuses. Because we're doing this virtual environment, we're able to host it from 4 to 7 to hopefully reach more students, more parents who wouldn't normally be able to attend.
I think this will help the non-traditional student a lot too, the student that maybe has to work but can maybe join the meeting on their break time or something to take advantage of this. I think that the non-traditional student will really be helped out by this.
Absolutely. And that's our goal with the virtual events that we've been hosting this year, is to try and reach more students and an audience that we don't typically get in front of as often as we would like.
So, with this event, when you say you waive admission fees and stuff for some students, what are the usual rates for admission fees, and how big an advantage is that of having those waived?
So typically, to fill out the application, students have to pay a $30 application fee, and that's the fee that we're going to be waiving. So what they'll do is when they enter that main meeting room, if they would like to fill out the application, we have about 4 or 5 application rooms with representatives from all of our campuses. So no matter what campus a student wants to attend, somebody will be there to answer their questions, help them through the application step by step. And then they're going to give them a waiver code at the end of the application to waive that fee. And then like Dr. Robinson was talking about, we have a variety of scholarships that we're giving away. So as long as they log into that main meeting, they're getting that $30 application fee waived and then getting the opportunity to win a scholarship. And then on top of that, if they visit our student life meeting, we have 2 clubs on campus, 2 student leadership clubs, that if students join those clubs, there is an application process and interviews, but students get scholarships through those programs as well. So a lot of opportunities to get scholarships at this event.
We've talked about this event, Dr. Robinson. You mentioned it briefly when it was. Tell people when it is again so we have the date so we can put it on the calendar if somebody needs to.
Absolutely. It is Tuesday, March 2nd from 4 to 7 p.m.
Now, will there be a chance to have a live in-person preview night, or is this going to be the only preview night and it's only going to be virtual?
This year, our main focus is to keep people safe, and I think to make everyone comfortable this year, we will be doing this only in a virtual setting. However, we will have some other opportunities in the future with some open houses that we have at the end of the summer. We're hoping the climate is better then so we can actually do some face-to-face interaction with our prospective students. But preview night this year will be virtual. When
talking about preview night, it gives people a chance to look at the bachelor program, the associate program, the extended learning program. What are some of the things that what are some of the things that they're going to be looking at in those situations, and what are some of the more popular ones that if you want to look into those, you may need to get into a meeting, or is there a need anymore because you're virtual where you can hold as many people as you want in previews, so there isn't a crunch on how many people can attend?
So the great thing about the breakout rooms is that when students enter the meetings, they can pick and choose what rooms they want to go into. So nursing is one of our biggest programs. What we've done with our health sciences is break them up into different rooms. So students have the option, if they're interested in physical therapy, they can go to that room and not have to worry about too many people being in the room asking questions about nursing or something like that. There's separate rooms for every program.
So there's every program has its separate rooms, and every program's represented: associates, bachelor, all the bachelor programs. Everything will be there in preview night.
Absolutely. That's really the goal of this event, is that students can come in, get in front of, or in this case, through the computer, but they're meeting with someone from that program, faculty, program managers, advisors from those programs. So the people who are day in, day out with those programs know all the information. That's who the students are talking to, which is the beauty of this event.
Now, is there a chance that this is I know there's a website that they're going to have, a Zoom site they're going to have to go into. This is something they can do from their tablet, their computer, their phone. They can do it from all avenues of communication. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So is there any cost to this preview besides the admission, the application fee?
No, there's no fee for attending. The easiest way for someone to get there would be just to go to cf.edu and type in preview night in the URL. Type in preview night in the search, and it'll bring it right up to them. They click on preview night, and the information how to get into the meeting will be there, or they can just simply go to cf.edu/preview night. So either which way would be an easy way to get to the Zoom meeting for preview night on Tuesday, March 2nd.
And all the locations, all the campuses will be represented. Where are all the campuses? Because I know where the main campus is, right across the street from where I'm at the mall. Where are there more locations of CF throughout the area?
There are. We have obviously our Ocala campus, the one that you're referring to. We have our Citrus campus, Levy campus, and then our Vintage Farm and the Hampton Center. So representatives from all of the campuses will be there talking to students, and that's another great thing about holding this event virtually. Typically, we each host our own preview night on our own campuses, but this is really a great way for us to all come together, and we've really worked as a team. Caitlin is from our Citrus campus, and she has been such an incredible benefit for us. Her knowledge is just fantastic. Our Levy campus has been in all of our meetings as well, trying to make sure that we're covered for programs for every campus. We want to make sure that when students log in that they're getting all the information that they want in one place, and they're not having to, call back or talk to someone else on another date. We want everyone to get all the information they need from this one event.
Dr. Robinson, we're talking with Dr. Raphael Robinson, Marissa Brown, and Caitlin Kirby discussing virtual preview night at the College of Central Florida. It will be March 2nd from 4 to 7 p.m. on the computer. Dr. Robinson, is there, when you said there was chances to win a three-hour class scholarship, what are some of the typical courses that are the 3-hour courses that somebody could use that scholarship for?
Actually, any course that they want to use it for, it's at an in-state rate. But normally, you were probably coming in, you're talking English 1 or your first math course, your speech course, history, any class that they would need that's going towards their associate degree or certificate, we're willing to pay for that. So any 3 hours, if they win the drawing, they do the things to get in the drawing and they win the drawing, we choose that person, then we will put that information on their account. So as soon as they sign up for their classes, that 3-hour waiver will be there.
During preview night, can students who have maybe accrued some credit hours at other institutions, is this the time that they can come and find out what their options are as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is for any prospective student. As you mentioned, traditional and non-traditional students are certainly welcome. Again, we have all the resources there to answer their questions that night, so this is the perfect opportunity for anyone to reach out that's interested in the College of Central Florida and to get their questions answered as clearly as possible this night.
So you could ask transfer credit questions and stuff like that to see what may transfer, what may not transfer, what it takes for, associate's degree or bachelor's degree compared to the institution they may be transferring from. All those questions can be answered.
Absolutely. Our advisors are prepared to answer students' questions for prospective students and transfer students. So yes, they're all there. All hands on deck. We want to make sure that, again, we make this as easy and seamless as possible for everybody to come and get the information that they need about the college.
What's the average size of an incoming class for the College of Central Florida?
Honestly, it just depends. A lot of our students come straight out of high school, but like I said, our virtual events have been a great way for us to get in front of non-traditional students a lot more. With our virtual events, we've been trying to offer it at a variety of times so that anyone who's interested can log in. But yeah, it honestly just depends year by year and who we're able to get in front of.
We're talking about virtual preview night at the College of Central Florida. Dr. Robinson, is there anything else that we need to tell the listeners that may make this process easier for them?
Yes, there's a few things, and a couple of us might touch on this. One, I wanted to talk about the mode that we will be offering classes because that seems to be a concern for a lot of potential students. So because of COVID, a lot of things went online. Where we're moving back towards offering classes online here, face-to-face here in the future. We're trying to probably get to, 50 to 75% of our classes will be back to being face-to-face. So that will help some students make their decision. Also, for preview night, we're asking that they update their Zoom accounts because if they do that to the latest version, they'll be able to move themselves around and won't actually have to have someone else move them around within the meeting. So that is very important so they can jump around and get the information that they want, maybe on the student ambassadors, think programs like that. I did mention affordability with the scholarships. We certainly want to stress that that night. But we also want to talk about the quality that we have. CF is a very quality institution. We have transfer partnerships with University of Central Florida, UCF, the University of South Florida, and Florida A&M, who will also be here at preview night to talk about those transfer opportunities. I am a UCF grad, so I'm always pushing UCF over USF and family. That's just me. But yes, we want, and then we have about 150 academic pathways, so we can help you get to that next level with your AA degree. So say you're going into something that requires you to go somewhere like engineering or something, we can help you make sure you have all the prerequisites so you hit the ground running when you get to the university at that particular time. But it's going to be a great night. We're very excited about this. This is our first opportunity. We've done a few things virtually before. So we feel real confident about this, and we really think students will really enjoy this and come away viewing CF in a very positive light.
When you say that there's transfer options with UCF, USF, and FAMU, what do you mean by that? To somebody that may not understand what you mean, when you complete a 2-year program at CF, does that then automatically mean you're accepted into one of those universities?
It does. It does. So when a student completes their AA, and through that process, our academic advisors are helping them, making sure that they're taking the right classes for the program that they're interested in at one of our university partners. So, for instance, Dr. Robinson brought up engineering. So if a student's interested in engineering at UCF, our academic advisors are going to help make sure that the classes they're taking here at CF are going to prepare them for that program at UCF. But that AA guarantees them admission into UCF. They still have to meet the requirements of the program at UCF, but they're guaranteed admission into UCF or one of our other university partners. And the great thing about UCF is that we have a Direct Connect office right here on our Ocala campus, so that students can actually meet with a UCF advisor while they're here at CF.
I know that the most excruciating period of my life, one of the most excruciating periods, was that I was waiting for that admissions letter to come from Georgia Southern that said I'd been accepted into Georgia Southern. And mind you, I went to Georgia Southern 30 years ago when pretty much as long as you were breathing, you were accepted. But it still was something that if I'd had a guarantee that I knew if I finish a certain program, I'm accepted in this university as long as that I have the requirements for the program I want to go into, that would have took a lot of pressure off me as a student 30 years ago. That's got to be a great pressure release for some students.
It really is, and the representatives that we deal with at each location are just absolutely amazing and really help that process along. So between our staff and their staff, it's such an easy transition for our students.
But you can also get a 4-year degree from CF. You don't have to transfer. You can stay all 4 years at CF, correct?
Absolutely. We have about 10 bachelor programs right now. We have BSN, accounting, business, a great number of programs that students can just stay locally.
So, Dr. Robinson, if somebody wanted to find out more information, give us all the pertinent addresses and Facebook pages or anywhere they need to go where they can become a part of this virtual preview night at the College of Central Florida.
Sure. So, again, they can go to cf.edu and just type in preview night in the search bar, or they can go to cf.edu/preview night. Facebook, just type in CF preview night. Marissa or Caitlin, am I missing anything else as far as them contacting us?
No, but if you would like to call and talk to anybody about it, the phone number is 352-873-5800.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be an incredible night. Sounds like that it's another way that you're just opening up opportunities for more people to get in contact with CF. I know I was a non-traditional student. I didn't go to school until I was 22 years old. And so the non-traditional aspect, and to be able to still work at a job and go to school so you can do preview night while maybe, you know, have to be at work or something, that's a real benefit to the non-traditional students. And I'm sure they're very thankful for having the opportunity.
Yes, and we appreciate your time and you taking the time to allowing us to advertise such a great event that we're having.
We were talking about virtual preview night. It's going to be at the College of Central Florida March 2nd from 4 to 7 p.m. It'll be done through Zoom. Dr. Raphael Robinson, Marissa Brown, and Kaylin Kirby have been our guests talking about that. One more time, Dr. Brown, give them the website address so they know where to go to get the virtual preview night.
So it's cf.edu/preview night.
Thank you so much, y'all. Have a great rest of your day.
All right, thank you, sir.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. That was Dr. Raphael Robinson, Marissa Brown, and Kaylin Kirby from CF. Kaylin was even from the citrus branch of CF. Talking about their preview night coming up March 2nd. That's next Tuesday, I believe. Next Tuesday from 4 to 7 p.m. Give you a couple things in history. On this day in history in 1934, a 14-year-old kidnapped girl, Carolyn Massanti, has been found on this day. She was tied to the tree in a fashion that was very similar to when she disappeared a year ago. Actually, she'd actually been kidnapped twice, because the report said the tree she was found tied to on this day was similar to the one she was tied to on the day she was found a year before. That happened on this day, February 23rd, 1934. On this day in history, in 1997, Schindler's List. For the first time ever, a movie had been shown on television without commercial interruptions. The movie is Schindler's List, a movie about saving the lives of Jewish factory workers in Germany. It was aired on NBC on this date in 1997, commercial free. On this date in 2010, a new United Nations report said that 2/3 of the world population now own and use mobile phones. 4.6 billion. Today it's 67.04%. In 2021, the number of smartphone users in the world were 3.8 billion. Born on this day, February 23rd, 1940, actor Peter Fonda. He was known, of course, for he's the son of Henry Fonda, the brother of Jane Fonda. Although he wasn't your conventional leading man with his long hair and everything, he did star in the movie Easy Rider, which he produced, co-wrote, and starred in alongside Dennis Hopper. So, born today, Peter Fonda. I always liked Easy Rider. It was one of those movies that, you either really liked it or really didn't like it. And I always thought it was a pretty good movie. It had Dennis Hopper in it. Young Jack Nicholson was in it. Easy Rider was one of those movies that, spawned the motorcycle craze. There was a couple movies before that, but Easy Rider was really one of those where, riding cross country with the wind in your hair was really popularized from that movie. It's going to bring to a close this show on a Tuesday. I want to thank all my guests that were here: Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin, Master Gardener Maxine Hunter, Matt Gibbs. I want to thank all my callers, and I want to thank Dr. Raphael Robinson and his guest with him from CF, and I want to thank all you listeners. Without you, this program wouldn't be possible. You're listening to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz on WOCA, The Source.
what you need is room.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
The investigation into the engine failure